And I said, where was it? And he said it was Tupton Sahib.
It was underneath
another book.
And Lindsay, what is the title?
It's called Hide and Seek.
I mean,
So
that's the cutest story ever.
That's going to make top coincidence of the week for me so far.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Stir the Coco. If you're new to our show, welcome. Here we talk about anything and everything that stimulates your coco, which is the word in Spanish for noggin. Remember, you can follow us on YouTube, Stir the Coco, with myself, Posh Teacher, and here at BCTV. Give us a like and subscribe on both platforms. We greatly appreciate it. Before we begin, I want to give an hola shout out to Tony and Jane. They are doing great things as retirees. Jane has 2 vegetable gardens and Tony loves to interpret art. These are great things that keep your coco sharp. According to the use it or lose it hypotheses, a lack of mentally challenging activities might accelerate the loss of cognitive function. On this basis, retirement has been suggested to increase the risk of cognitive decline. Therefore, retirement accelerates the decline in verbal memory function, according to the National Library of Medicine. A study published by the American Psychology Association shows that in certain demographics, those who retire experience steeper memory declines over a 9-year period than those who remained employed. Evidence indicates that this is associated with disengagement from previous activities and a lack of goal setting, perhaps no longer expected after retiring from a challenging or stimulating career. While so many people dream of kicking back and relaxing into retirement, there's increasing evidence that in some cases, it's better for your brain and your health to keep your nose to the grindstone a little longer. The research to date is mixed, but it tends toward the positive. That is, for many people, there are health benefits to working longer, says Dr. Nicole Maestas, Associate Professor of Healthcare Policy at Harvard Medical School. One 2016 study in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health suggests that retiring early may actually increase your risk of dying early. Findings showed that healthy people who postponed retirement and chose to retire a year later than those in a comparison group had an 11% lower risk of dying from any cause during the study period. Retirees with health problems also lived longer when they delayed retirement. Another study by the French government's health research agency linked a later retirement to a reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia. Okay, now if it is time for you to retire, you're going to have to find a new job for your brain as you step down from your career. Harvard Health says your brain has the ability to learn and grow as you age, a process called brain plasticity. But for it to do so, you have to train it on a regular basis. Eventually, your cognitive skills will decline and thinking and memory will be more challenging. So you need to build up your reserve. So how do you retain mental sharpness? 2 things: socialization and having a purpose or a goal. Groups such as the Alzheimer's Association recommend adopting healthy habits. Number 1, physical exercise and good brain health are strongly linked. Number 2, Your food choices also can affect your mental sharpness. And here at Stir the Coco, we have many episodes that talk about what foods are good for you. So check out all the great episodes and take some notes. Number 3, manage any health conditions, including your oral health. Go watch our episode called Mouth-Brain Link. You'll see why it's important. Number 4, be sure you get enough quality sleep. This is when your brain cleans things out. It's very important. Number 5, learn something new and challenge yourself by taking a class in person or online to reduce the risk of cognitive decline. And here you'll see in this video, there's a picture of my Spanish class from Next Community Center. And they are taking this class to stay mentally sharp. And we have a blast while we're in class. Well, we're off to Spanish class before we meet our guest author, Julie. Here we go. First phrase, let's go read. Vamos a leer. Vamos a leer. One last time. Let's go read. Vamos a leer. And the word vamos means let's go. So you can use that in other situations. Next phrase. I am going to the library. Voy a la biblioteca. Voy a la biblioteca. One last time. Voy a la biblioteca. Great. Our last phrase. I like this book. Me gusta este libro. Me gusta este libro. One last time. Me gusta este libro. And remember, me gusta means I like, and we've used that in previous episodes. You can like many things. Me gusta jugar tenis. I like to play tennis. So you can fill it in with whatever you want. All right, before we go speak with Julie, she is our guest today, and we are going to go to the library, to the biblioteca. Vamos a la biblioteca. You're like, why are we going to the biblioteca? Because something funny happened at the biblioteca when I went to check out our guest Julie's storybook. So take a look and enjoy.
Hi, everyone. Over here with Stir the Coco, and we have the cutest story to share with you. We're going to be talking to Julie and the podcast, and I wanted to pick up her book, and it was quite an adventure here at the library to find her book. This is Lindsay from Bloomfield Public Library. Lindsay, tell us what happened because we couldn't find this book right away.
We had most of the staff involved in the search, as it turns out. So you were our first question of the day. You came up and said, hey, I called in yesterday to place a hold. We looked and it still said it was on the shelf, so it was not pulled yet. And usually when that happens, we just go to the shelf and pick it out. But we went right to where it said it would be, and it wasn't there. My colleague checked, I checked, someone else checked, and he went and checked back behind circulation where maybe it wasn't processed yet. And it was, what, a 15 or 20 minute?
Pretty much. We tried it.
Yeah.
I was walking out.
And then we asked one of our circulation staff that after he had left the building, because we were all still, as librarians, we were all still bothered by the missing. That's all the mystery. So our circ person, Pete, came over and within 2 seconds pulled it right out of the shelf. And I saw him coming back towards the desk, and I said, did you just pull that out instantly? He said, they call me Hawkeye. And I said, where was it? And he said, it was Tupton Sahib.
It was under another book. And Lindsay, what is the title?
It's called Hide and Seek.
I mean,
So
that's the cutest story ever.
That's going to make top coincidence of the week for me so far.
Absolutely, isn't it? It's the talk of the library. Can't wait to start reading Hide and Seek. I mean, hello, this was a very special book.
I'm sure it was worth it. Definitely started off with a good mystery, and I'm glad we were able to figure it out.
Thank you so much. And this is a great place. And I really love that you guys have local authors here. This section is really special.
And supporting everyone.
Thanks for being on the show, Liberty.
And maybe I'll talk to you another time. Good.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Stir the Coco. I am honored to have our guest, Julie Ray Stitt, and she is a children's book author and also songwriter. Julie, welcome to our program.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, we are honored, and first of all, we are excited to hear what your journey, where did you start your journey that led you to become an author and a songwriter? Tell us.
Well, really, I started when I was born because my parents sang to me all the time. Wow. And throughout my life as I grew, we'd sing harmony. I mean, we'd really have the neighbors in to sing along with Mitch Miller. And we, I mean, they just sang all the time and had music going all the time. And so I really got accustomed to singing and just doing that. I used to sit in front of the speakers and learn all the musicals that were popular.
You did? Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It was really fun. Yeah, and I was in choir all my life pretty much and stuff. And but then my first job, I worked for Parks and Recreation, and I was doing the women's and children's programs, and you know, music came into that too. I taught, you know, real simple tap and ballet, and with teenagers we did jazz to, you know, the music that they would choose, and we'd choreograph dances and things like that. So music's always been a part, and I went on after Parks and Recreation to become a teacher. Because I couldn't figure out why some of the really bright kids who would come to the recreation center weren't doing very well in schools. So I decided to become a teacher. And I mean, I immediately, when I started teaching, incorporated music and movement into teaching as well. Because I had learned and studied, and music is so important to people's brains. I mean, it really...
Tell us about that. We love that kind of thing here.
Yeah.
Yes. What did you see in your experience? What was music doing to people's cognitive skills?
It really stimulates them, and it enables them to learn things and remember them better if they're, you know, I mean, look, everybody learns the ABC song when they're starting to learn to read. And the reason we do it that way is because ABCs, if you sing it, it's easier to remember.
Yes, it
is. And so I would use that with kids as I went to different jobs and did different things, mostly with kids. I would incorporate music and movement and dance where I could to help them remember things.
And how can our older population also integrate music into their lives? Is there ways that you think they could adopt that?
Absolutely. For one thing is they can, you know, they can listen to music. And if they ever learn to play music, they can play music. And they even find people who are having difficulties with their brain in one way or another can still do music, even if they can't, you know, like speak as well as they used to or whatever. You put on their music and they will move, they will sing, they will...
It just turns a light switch on.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because like songs I learned on the piano as a kid, if I try to consciously play them, I can't. If I close my eyes and relax, I can play them because it's a different part of your brain that handles music. But I mean, they've been doing all kinds of studies lately about older people. And people who can't do almost anything can still sing, can still remember words, can still do things. So incorporating music throughout our lives, and with little kids, the more words they hear, the better their brains are. They do better at school, the better their brains are. And so music especially a lot of music is kind of repetitive, like you'll have a chorus that you'll sing over and over again and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So whether you're 2 or you're 92, having that repetition and the stimulation and also the urge to move.
Right. Oh, yes.
Which is
Music
good for
just
all of us. We need exercise
absolutely
in our lives.
And I know you were mentioning that you exercise every single morning.
Yeah, I do.
Without a miss.
Yeah, I just do before I get out of bed for about an hour and a half.
That's inspirational.
Yeah.
And you said you notice a difference if you don't do it.
Oh, for sure.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
I notice a
And so
real
do you play
difference.
music when you're doing your workouts? Or?
No.
No. No?
I don't. It's kind of a quiet time for me.
Okay.
Included in that is a meditation too.
That's
Some
holistic.
meditation and breathing exercises because that's a key to keep on living and moving. So I do those too. But
Well, yeah, going back to the music, we're actually going to listen to one of your pieces. Before we go listen to it, can you tell us when you had the inspiration to sit down and write these beautiful songs?
Well,
How did that happen?
thank you very much for calling them beautiful.
Yeah, they are.
They really
I love them. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm jamming to Julie's songs.
Yeah, well, just so you know, these songs are for age 2 to 7 in general. So if older people have grandkids, it's great to listen to them with them because you can do motions, you can dance. Some of them actually suggest you do certain motions and things like that, imitating the songs. And I tried to build into each of the songs a bit of a message. And a lot of these songs, I wrote some of these songs when my own kids were growing up. But I also have written a huge number of songs since my grandchildren were born. And they'll do something or I can tell they need to know something.
Yes.
And so rather than just telling them that, I sing it to them. And so I would write songs for them, and then I let them be my editors.
Oh, that's wonderful. So they're part of your process.
They're part of my process.
Oh my goodness.
And
what
really good.
feedback have you gotten from them when they were your
Well, they'll
did
tell
you-
me something like, I don't like the way that kid's face is, so change that kid's face. Or they'll tell me, hey, this is a good one to add here too. Put that one in. I mean, they'll give me suggestions.
Good.
They're very
Well, they're your
active.
audience. They're the age group, right?
They are.
Well,
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
Well, we're going to take a listen right now. So let's
Okay.
take a moment and
All right.
we're going to listen to your song.
Thank you.
If you want to make a friend, just say hi. When others don't seem busy, wave a hi. Smile and tell your name and hope that they will do the same. Let them know you'd like a friend by saying hi. If you want to make a friend, ask a question. You might learn a lot. Try a question. Find out what others like to do. Do you like some of the same things too? You might make a friend by asking a question. To make friends takes time and effort. You need to think about what to say and do. But reaching out to others is important. It might help your dreams of being a friend come true. If you want to make a friend, show some interest. You might discover something new by showing interest. See others using a toy or playing a game you might enjoy. You might make a friend by showing some interest. If you want to make a friend, do some sharing. Consider what you'd like to do, then do some sharing. Offer a toy or a game or a smile along with your name. If you want to make a friend, do some sharing. If you want to make a friend, show some caring. Get an adult if someone's hurt, then show some caring. Going for a Band-Aid or some ice, or sitting with them to be nice. If you want to make a friend, show some caring. To make friends takes time and effort. You need to think about others is important. It might help your dreams of being a friend come true. If you want to make a friend, try to be kind. Think about your tone of voice in being kind. If kids act mean or tease others to make a scene, it might be hard to keep new friends if you aren't kind. If you want to make a friend and there's no reply, or give attention to someone and they seem shy, look for someone by themselves, talk to them, you can never tell. Together you might find things that make the time fly. To make friends takes time and effort. You need to think about what to say and do. But reaching out to others is important. It might help your dreams of being a friend come true. It might help your dreams of being a friend come true.
Okay, well, Julie, let's lead into another talent that you have is author. So tell me about this journey. When did it happen and the process of being a children's book author?
I really have been doing things a little bit, but I finally retired about 2 years ago. Wow. And so then I decided I wanted to try and do something with my music, because pretty much I'd used it with my grandkids. I'd gone to some classes and, you know, sang with kids a few here and there and stuff like that, but I really hadn't done anything with it. So first I got incorporated, and actually first I got a marketing license, but then I found out I had to be incorporated to be able to do what I wanted to do.
Okay,
which
yeah, there's
was,
a process.
you know, make books from my songs and sell them, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And like
And was this your first one?
Hide and Seek was my first one, and my sister Cynthia Brantley did the illustrations.
Oh my goodness.
And she is just an excellent artist. She is an
Oh,
artist
it's
by
adorable. And I have
profession.
to tell everyone that I love bears, and I wore my bear necklace today in honor of Julie's book. So, yes, I just love the graphics were beautiful, and the storyline as well. So, obviously, this is just a work of art. I loved it. And actually, you will be seeing in our video the story of me going to the library to get your book. So you will be seeing this in this episode, everyone. Okay, so tell us about the other one, Alphabet Rhymes. Tell us the story behind this
Alphabet Rhymes for Halloween Times I've written since I retired.
Okay.
And I just know that kids need to know the alphabet, and so I thought illustrating it and encouraging, since kids like Halloween so well,
Yes.
encouraging them to think about costumes and all that kind of stuff worked really well in with that song. And
it's so relatable, obviously, to them.
And it's
And are your grandkids in these pictures or no? Are
actually,
they
yes,
a
but they're
little
not
bit?
identifiable.
Okay, okay,
Because their
good.
parents didn't want them to be.
Oh,
but
so
they
yes.
have masks, but they are in some of the
Okay, oh,
pictures.
it's special.
Yes, that's true.
Especially when they get older, they'll be like, I'm in a storybook.
Well, and is it okay? I just want to tell people that what I've done with books and songs
Yes.
is I have put them on a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And the
Yes.
YouTube channel is free for anybody.
Wonderful.
And there's over 20 songs and books on it
Wow.
already, and I'm putting them more and more on.
That's a
on
lot of
regular
work.
basis.
So you've been keeping busy as a
Yeah.
retiree.
I have been.
Yes,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
busier than when you worked, right?
About the same.
About the same.
Good.
Good,
Because
good.
I did a program for kids. I did a mentoring program for kids and volunteer adults, matched them up, and so I worked 40 to 50 hours a week. doing that because
Oh.
I loved it. I love kids.
Wonderful. We can tell. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Well, tell us then, we have older adults that are entering the process of retiring. What advice do you have for someone that's about to retire, is a little nervous, needs to maybe reinvent themselves? What tips can you give them?
I can tell them, first of all, which is what I really did,
Yes.
was thought about, when are you happiest? What do you like doing?
When are you happiest? Okay, I love that. Let's take a moment. Yeah, that is great. That is, yes.
Yeah.
When are you happiest? I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
keep going.
And
Just
since
love
I
that.
loved music, that's what I did, But
This is
but I
right, true.
also I have exercise as a regular part of my life, and I think anybody who wants to keep going
Yes.
needs to do that. And you can do any number of things. We have our senior center here,
Yes.
but there's all kinds of other kinds of exercise you can do too. But just to continue to move your body and in an enjoyable way, a social way. I mean, I do some of it by myself, but I also do all kinds of dance in the community with other people.
Wow.
And I also go to hear music and
Oh.
and also go to sing songs with friends. We meet, like one group of friends and I meet once a month, and we have a song group, and we sing out of the Rise Up Singing songbooks. And we
goodness.
have so much fun, and we sometimes get up and dance there too, but mostly, we're just singing. And I have lots of friends who play instruments, guitars, banjos, harmonicas, that kind of thing. And so I go to open mics, and
Oh my
we sing.
God, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have to have a good voice? Because not
No.
everyone sings as beautiful as
That's
you,
what's,
Julie.
that's what's nice about it, is because it's not really, people aren't judgmental.
Yeah.
People are just enjoying the fact that we're doing music together.
I love that.
And so, we
So you
we
found
jam.
your niche and
That's right.
your place.
Yeah, but
So-
really, just the deal is that seniors just do better if they exercise regularly,
Yeah.
if they socialize with other people, and they do things that they want to do. Another thing that I do some of,
Yeah.
but I have friends who are retired who do huge amounts of volunteering here or there.
Oh, there's great
And-
research on that too.
Yes, and they can either do it in their own homes, like making things for people that are
Oh,
useful.
yes,
They can go
yeah.
out into the community, help with food, help with entertainment. There's all kinds of things out there, and there's such a need. And when you are helping other people, you are also helping you,
I love
because that's it. It's in our DNA
Yes.
that it's good for us to connect and enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, socialization
Yeah,
is key.
yeah, or go to a school. I have friends that go to schools and help kids with reading, that are having a
Yes,
problem. I
yes.
have others that volunteer with adults, teaching literacy for adults who don't know how to read yet, or maybe have come from another country and are learning a whole new language, and they work with them on that. I mean, there's just so many good things that you can do to help others out there, and it also helps you.
Yeah, it's
Yahoo!
wonderful. Yahoo! I love that. You have to write a song now. Happy moment. I love, Julie, thank you. Wow, I think you're going to inspire a lot of people.
Well, hopefully.
And yes, definitely. So exciting. I can't wait to hear your next song, your next book. I mean, you're unstoppable, and she's a very busy person. So
But it's fun busy.
yeah, that's great. It's a fun busy, and that's right. People have
Yeah.
to remember that. Well,
Yeah.
Julie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, it's my
And
pleasure.
but before you go,
Yeah.
I'm going to grab La Manzana, and this is our apple.
Uh-huh.
And here we also do a little Spanish lesson in our episodes.
Muy
So
bien.
I'm going to grab a question. And I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'll teach you a Spanish word that has to
Okay.
do with it. So here we go,
that's
Julie. So my question to you is, what is one word you secretly love sneaking into your songs or books? Is there one word that you like to sprinkle in there?
Cooperation.
Whoa, that's great. Tell us why that's important to you.
Because when people cooperate, things just work better. Teamwork is a key to having anything that you do work well. And I have a song actually named Cooperation.
Wow.
On my channel. And it talks about, do I have time to say just one line?
Give us one line. Go for it.
If I cooperate in what I choose to do, I'll have more time for fun. Yahoo, Yahoo.
That's the Julie word. That's great. So that's a Yahoo moment when you cooperate.
Yeah.
I love that. Wow. Well, you know, here's your Spanish word.
Okay.
That's beautiful. Qué bonito. Try
Qué
that.
bonito.
Qué bonito.
Qué bonito.
Oh my God.
Muy bien.
Oh, yay! You should do some Spanish songs, Julie.
Actually, we're talking about that.
You are?
With a couple people in my neighborhood who speak Spanish. We're talking about, it's hard to translate because of the rhyming dynamic.
That's true.
But it's possible, and we're
Yeah.
working on that.
And Spanish is a very colorful language, so I'm sure you'll
Oh,
find
absolutely.
equivalent. Good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and you were such a good
you.
sport with our secret question. All right. Well, thank you so much for
Okay.
coming on the show.
Thank you
And
for
I hope
having
to
me.
see you again.
Yep.
Adios. All right.
Adios. And good luck to everybody.
Thank
and
you,
finding
Julie.
good things to do.
Good. And cooperation.